Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Buddy Matthews is currently recovering from an ankle injury he sustained earlier this year. It has been several months since the former WWE star was sidelined, but the 36-year-old recently shared a major update on his recovery status. At AEW Grand Slam, Australia in February, Matthews faced Kazuchika Okada for the AEW Continental Championship. During his entrance, Matthews suffered an ankle injury that persisted throughout the match. Since then, he has been out of action from All Elite Wrestling. Recently, the Hounds of Hell member shared an update through an Instagram story. He is heading into surgery to get his ankle repaired. The former WWE star posted a picture from the hospital with his wife, Rhea Ripley. The Eradicator has been a major supporter of Matthews in tough times. It has been a while since the former WWE star set foot inside the ring. Therefore, his fans have been waiting to see him back. We at Sportskeeda pray for the former AEW World Trios Champion's speedy recovery and hope to see his return soon. Watch Buddy Matthews' reaction to Rhea Ripley chopping the soul out of rising pro wrestler. Rhea Ripley slapped a rising indie pro wrestler very hard during a recent livestream. Now, AEW star Buddy Matthews reacted to this live in person. Gabriel Eros is a rising professional wrestler from Australia. He has wrestled for some of the top promotions down under and has also competed in the United States. Eros has also previously competed on ROH and Dynamite, with his last match on AEW TV taking place on the March 12, 2025 episode of the Wednesday night show when he teamed with Eli Theseus and Vinny Pacifico against the Ops. Given that he is from Australia, Gabriel is very good friends with fellow Aussie wrestlers Rhea Ripley and Buddy Matthews. During one of their recent live streams, Eros agreed to get chopped across the chest by Ripley. When the Eradicator chopped, the rising star was in incredible pain. Buddy Matthews, who was in the room, also reacted to the chop. Rhea Ripley opens up about her relationship with Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley was involved in a heated feud with Liv Morgan for the better part of 2024. The two women left it all on the table as they battled for the Women's World Championship. This feud also cost Mommy the Judgment Day and Dominic Mysterio. Now that she is done with Liv, Mommy has given her thoughts on her longtime rival. During a recent interview with Al-Anon's Wrestling, Ripley stated that she has formed a strong bond with Liv Morgan, which made their feud fun. She's someone that I've made such a strong bond with here in the WWE, and being able to have fun out there with my friend and then bring Dominic into it, and then bring Raquel back into it, this is why I do what I do, because I get to do it with people that I love and appreciate, and they love and appreciate me. We get to make magic and get fans connected to it and entertained by it. And hell, if they hate me for real, for beating up Liv, then I'm doing my job, right? So I'm having fun, she added. H/T, ITR Wrestling. Rhea Ripley is set to challenge for the Women's World Championship at WWE SummerSlam 2025 this weekend in New Jersey. The air inside the WWE arena that night was already tense. The match was supposed to be a routine, crowd-popping showcase for Rhea Ripley, a chance to keep her momentum strong after her return from injury. Her opponent was a fresh face from NXT, a rookie with blazing potential and the kind of charisma that had everyone whispering about a future champion. But Rhea Ripley wasn't in the mood to play nice. The moment the bell rang, the rising star came charging, perhaps a little too eager, perhaps a little too bold for their own good. A test of strength. A lock-up. A shove from Rhea that sent the rookie stumbling. The crowd cheered, Rhea was in control. And then, in a flash, it happened. Rhea stepped forward with that calm, deadly smile she reserves for moments when she knows she's about to make a statement. She squared up, shifted her weight, and swung her right arm like it was powered by an industrial engine. The sound that followed, crack, ricocheted through the arena like a gunshot. The rookie's knees buckled. Their eyes widened in shock, their chest instantly glowing red where Rhea's hand had landed. The crowd gasped before erupting into cheers, but it wasn't just the audience who felt that chop. Buddy Matthews, watching from backstage on the monitor, flinched so hard you'd think he had just taken the hit. Buddy was used to seeing Rhea lay into opponents. He'd seen her dismantle champions, crush challengers, and turn full-grown men into heaps of regret. But this was different. This wasn't just a chop, this was a career wake-up call, the kind of strike that changes how you approach the business. "Holy," Buddy muttered under his breath, his eyes glued to the monitor. Damian Priest, standing beside him, laughed. "Man, she just took that kid's soul and mailed it to the next town." Buddy smirked, but he didn't take his eyes off the screen. "She's not holding back tonight." Priest raised an eyebrow. "You sound like you're worried." "I am worried," Buddy replied, crossing his arms. "Not for her. For them." On screen, the rookies staggered backward, clutching their chest. Rhea didn't give them a second to breathe. Another chop followed. Then another. Each one louder than the last. It was as if she'd decided this match wasn't going to be about just winning, it was going to be about leaving a mark that would be remembered long after the night was over. Later, after Rhea had her hand raised in victory, the backstage area was buzzing. The rookie was being checked by the medical team, still rubbing at their chest, looking like they'd been hit with a sledgehammer made of lightning. Rhea walked through the curtain, her hair slightly damp with sweat, still wearing that half-smirk, half-snarl expression that made people both admire her and fear her in equal measure. "Nice match," Priest called out, giving her a nod. Buddy, though, didn't move from his spot by the crates. He waited for her to come closer. "You trying to send someone to the ER tonight?" he asked, his tone somewhere between teasing and concerned. Rhea grinned, tossing her leather jacket over her shoulder. "They wanted to prove themselves. I gave them a real fight." Buddy shook his head. "That wasn't a fight, that was a chest demolition." Rhea leaned in, her voice dropping into that low, mischievous tone. "You of all people should know. I don't hold back." "I know," Buddy said, meeting her gaze. "I just don't want you to be the reason someone rethinks their whole career in week 2. It wasn't that Buddy doubted Rhea's instincts. Far from it. He respected her for treating every match like it mattered, no matter who stood across from her. But there was something about this moment, about the rookie's dazed look after that first chop, that stuck with him. He remembered his own early days, taking hits that rattled his bones, making mistakes in the ring that veterans punished with a little extra force. The difference was, Rhea's extra force wasn't like anyone else's. As the night wore on, the clip of the chop went viral. Fans were posting slow-motion replays with captions like "Pray for this rookie" and "Rhea just broke the sound barrier." Other wrestlers were chiming in, some praising the intensity, others joking about adding chest armor to their gear. Buddy scrolled through the posts while sitting beside Rhea in the locker room. "You're trending," he said, holding up his phone. She looked at the screen and chuckled. "Good. That means they'll remember it." "You sure you want that to be the thing they remember?" Buddy asked. Rhea tilted her head, studying him for a moment. "You're overthinking it. This is wrestling. You make your name by making moments." He couldn't argue with that. Rhea did make moments, moments that lived on in highlight reels, moments that solidified her as one of the most dominant forces in WWE. But as he watched her wrap her wrists, Buddy found himself wondering if she realized just how much weight her hits carried, not just physically, but mentally. For the rookie, that chop wasn't just a physical blow. It was a lesson, a reminder that stepping into the ring with Rhea Ripley meant stepping into the deep end without a life vest. After the show, as they walked toward the parking lot, Buddy brought it up one last time. "You know," he said, "there's gonna be a generation of wrestlers who tell stories about facing you. About the time Rhea Ripley nearly chopped their chest off." Rhea smirked. "That's the point." He laughed softly, shaking his head. "Just try not to chop someone into another dimension, all right?" She shot him a playful look. "No promises." As they got into the car, Buddy realized that was part of what he loved, and feared, about her. Rhea Ripley wasn't here to play it safe. She was here to dominate, to make statements, to remind the world why she was at the top. And if that meant chopping the soul out of anyone who dared step in her path, well, so be it. And deep down, Buddy knew the truth, that rookie would probably thank her for it someday. Because in WWE, sometimes the most painful moments are the ones that shape you into a star. That night, however, Buddy couldn't shake the sound of that first chop from his head. It was the sound of ambition meeting reality, and Rhea Ripley's hand making sure it was a meeting nobody would forget. If you want, I can also write a follow-up scene showing the rookie's perspective on taking that brutal chop from Rhea and how it changes their career mindset. That could make the story even more layered and intense. In the grand, chaotic symphony of professional wrestling, some stars burn with a supernova's intensity, only to be dimmed by cruel, unforeseen fate. Buddy Matthews, the indomitable Australian warrior known for his aerial artistry and fearless ring presence, now finds himself grounded by something he never quite anticipated, a stubborn, nagging ankle injury. Since February 15th, when he ventured into the squared circle at AEW Grand Slam, Australia and faced off against Kazuchika Okada, his entrance a moment of grace turned tragedy, Buddy's return has been stalled by the aftermath of that misstep. Though the match unfolded, the twisted alignment of that single fateful step reverberated through his body and cast a long, uncertain shadow on his wrestling future. Months have passed, and the recovery that fans and Buddy himself hoped would be straightforward has instead traced a more tortured path. In a candid Instagram Live, he admitted, "The ankle is not recovering as well as I thought it would be. There's no mobility to it. Once it hits 3 months without healing, it becomes chronic. I thought I'd be back in the ring in April." That admission, raw and vulnerable, resonated with fans across the wrestling world, prompting an outpouring of heartfelt messages. "Prayers up for Buddy Matthews, that's horrible, hope he gets it sorted out soon." And so now, in early August, came the more sobering news. Buddy Matthews, under the caring gaze of his wife Rhea Ripley, entered the hospital and prepared for surgery, an operation not just to mend bone or tendon, but to reclaim the mobility, agility, and grace that define his in-ring identity. A glimpse into the moment. Imagine the hospital corridor, sterile and hushed, even as the beeps and whispers around Buddy speak volumes. At his side stands Rhea Ripley, champion, confidant, life partner, her presence radiating quiet strength. He posts a brief note, "Heading into surgery to repair my ankle." Such a simple sentence cracks open an entire universe of hope, worry, resilience. A window into that room reveals more than surgical gear, it reveals love. It's a love that has tied two worlds together, Rhea's explosive power in WWE and Buddy's dynamic AEW artistry. Their union in June 2024 represents more than affection, it's two hearts moving as one through the highs, the turns, the pro wrestling grind. The collective pulse of wrestling fandom. Social media, the electric heartbeat of fandom, responded instantly. On platforms like Threads and Sportskeeda, "Prayers up for Buddy Matthews" became a chorus, repeated like a prayer chant among fans who felt the sting, "That's horrible," and hope he can recover and back in the ring. In the AEW subreddits, fans shared personal echoes of injury recovery. After the third break, "It's never really been the same. I wish him the best, he's a hell of a wrestler." Those kinds of injuries can be fickle as hell, hopefully he remains in good spirits and just pushes through this. These voices, strangers in text, converge in their empathy, real and resonant. Prayer in action. So what does it mean, practically, to raise prayers for someone like Buddy Matthews? It's more than spiritual hope, it's a collective vow to believe in recovery. To Buddy, may each step toward healing restore not just the physical strength of your ankle but rekindle your spirit, your aerial flair, your ability to dazzle and defy gravity inside the ring. To Rhea, may your steadfast presence remain a pillar of calm, your love, a balm in the sterile world of recovery. To fans around the globe, let our light be his beacon. Whether it's a get-well message, a supportive comment, a simple prayer up, each one helps carry him through the hard days. To AEW and the wrestling community, may they surround him with health, rehabilitation, and patience. His body is a canvas of scars earned in battle, but healing requires gentleness now. The road ahead. Surgery doesn't guarantee a quick return. As of now, the timeline is uncertain, but what is certain is Buddy Matthews' resolve to place health above rush, to choose a future where he can move at 100% again. What might the future hold? Perhaps a comeback tour, Buddy rediscovering his rhythm, reconnecting with fans, and maybe even reuniting with Brody King as the Hounds of Hell. Or perhaps a new chapter altogether, where caution tempers creativity, but the heart still soars. Final note, a healing prayer in words. Here's to Buddy Matthews. May the surgery mend the injury, may the rehab restore the grace in your stride, and may this season of rest become the forge that tempers your return. Here's to Rhea Ripley. Your quiet strength now shines brighter than any spotlight. Here's to every fan. May your messages carry healing more powerful than any chant. In prayers, in hopes, in communal strength, may Buddy Matthews reawaken, limber, fearless, airborne once more. Let me know if you'd like edits, perhaps a more poetic variation, or a different tone.